me, it's the soul of fashion. Fashion, for me, like fashion didn't have a soul up to that. There's something called the triple bottom line, which is where you have to have balance of people, planet and profit, and you have to try and balance those three things, and that really for me is what sustainable fashion is as well. I think what's so interesting about sustainable fashion is there's so many different strategies that we can use to make it better. Ultimately both, but I think from the first call has to be for the brand. I still sometimes struggle to find the right statistics on things. It's a bit of a minefield because it's such a huge industry and so much of it is not transparent. So I think for consumers to really understand it's quite hard. The CEO of Patagonia said something along the lines of, we can't wait for the consumer to make the right choices. We have to do it the right way, and they do a lot of work with their processes, their materials, all through the supply chain. I also think it has to come back to government policy. Lots of things legally we need to put in place to force brands to take responsibility. It has to be really a three-pronged approach of government, brands and consumers, but you have to raise awareness with consumers, and we're not there yet. It's all about the subcontractors. So you think that factory is doing all your production, but actually they're struggling to do 50,000 units, so then they have to subcontract it out. I do think on the high street we need people to lead the way, and then other people will follow. I might consider H&M is not so bad as maybe Topshop, so I might choose to go to H&M. I think it's good that they're doing something, and you know they're doing a lot of work in this field, so that's got to be positive. But yeah, it's still fast fashion at the end of the day. We buy clothes because we want to become a certain type of person, but once we actually have them, we're already aspiring to be the next person. I had students say to me that once they've worn something and it's been seen on social media, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, they don't want to wear the same thing again. I know, worrying. When they go into store and they see something that they love, suddenly sustainability goes out the window and they see the glittering top that's £10 and they get caught in the moment and they buy it. We don't see the real cost of fashion. We just see the glossy image in the store, don't we, in the marketing, you know, which creates one illusion of fashion, but actually there's so much going on, you know, in a dye factory down in the south of India. I think we've lost touch with, you know, the true value of clothes. Got to try and get people to not think about fast fashion as much, and to think about loving things that they have, keeping things for longer, buying things that they have a real bond with and a relationship with, and really loving them and making them last. And I do think it's about people coming together and working with each other to find solutions. You've also got great organisations like Fashion Revolution, and they've just released their 2018 Transparency Index. I think transparency has become a bit of a buzzword, and people are looking for greater transparency from brands. There's lots of good stuff happening with women in fashion at the moment, and kind of accepting ourselves for who we are. So again, that's another slightly more ethical issue that is going on alongside about having positive self-image and belief in yourself. For example, with knitwear, there's ways of creating a garment that you don't have any waste. You knit it to shape, so there's no waste. But there's also things like new technologies like the blockchain technology, which is all about kind of, you could potentially buy something, scan a code, and you could see where that fibre, you could trace back through the supply chain. What you spend is a certain amount of power, and I think consumers need to realise that they can choose where they put their money.